Welcome to Boss Cowboy Sports, and this is going to be a very interesting video because in this video, a lot of y'all have been saying that y'all loving the replays and going in history to kind of review where we were at certain times, right? So obviously we've gone through the Scott Linehan era, we've gone through the Kellen Moore era. Now we are in the Mike McCarthy era. So this particular video that I did in January 3rd of 2022 is very interesting because this is when I first began to discover Kellen Moore as a problem. I'm gonna be the first to tell you I was not always against Kellen Moore. I used to be somebody that was for Kellen Moore because I was looking at his offense from a macro level, and it was hard to see why anybody would not like an offense that was high pace, number one in yards, number one in points. But what made me start to put it together, and I've always said this, and the video go confirm this, was the Arizona game in 2021. Because in that particular game, I was certain we was getting ready to win. And I was certain we was the better team. Because there was some things that was going on that matchup wise made me know we was getting ready to attack them the right way. So when you go back, remember, we all do matchup predictions and stuff like that. All the content creators, we do that. All of us do that. So in going into that game, I knew that they had backup corners. Both corners was backups. And so I'm like, oh yeah, we getting ready to go at that. Like, come on. Like, we got CeeDee Lamb at the time. And Amari Cooper at the time together. So it's like, of course we go attack that, right? So we came out of that game. Obviously we lost. I don't know if y'all remember, we lost to Murray when Arizona came in. We was clearly the better team. And that's when I was like, whoa, wait. So it wasn't just a loss. I started looking closer at what we did. And when I looked at it close, I saw that we didn't even target Amari and CeeDee. And so I said, wait. I need to take a closer look. And that's when I began to really research Kellen Moore's offense. I didn't have a name right at the time. I was calling it system. I discovered through my brother Jay Tuck, who does amazing research as well, that it was a no identity offense. And so I began to discover it. And then I began to call it out aggressively because I started seeing it was a major risk to us winning the championship. So this particular video, I'm going to get into it. You're going to see it. Now, this is the thing. This is a hindsight video. So when I was calling out Kellen Moore, and when I discovered it, because once again, I'm not bragging like I always was against Kellen. That was not the case. I evolved into somebody that didn't like his offensive system once I started to really understand it and see the dangers of it. And keep in mind, when I was talking about this was before Aikman was talking about this, because he started to complain about it after San Fran. So did the playmaker. Then all of a sudden, Emmett, and on, Kurt Warner, Jimmy Johnson. But when I discovered it, it was before they was even speaking out about it. So obviously, me seeing it around this time when I did this video when I start seeing that they was saying what I was saying, I was like, oh yeah, I'm on the right track. And what it did is it hardened my resolve to continue my campaign against the Kellen Moore no identity offense. But this is not about just going into history. It's another thing that's really important about this video. It's not just the history of where we made a wrong turn as we trying to win championships. It's also confirmation that we made a right turn with Mike McCarthy being the play caller. A real good turn. So this video is going to upset some of y'all because y'all go see I was clearly warning. I was clearly trying. I was clearly telling all us on this video we need to be aggressive about getting this content out there because I was convinced that it was a risky offense going into the playoffs. And I was saying, even on this video, we got to get aggressive. Now, y'all gonna see when you watch it, you go see, I think I almost shed a tear on this video. I got that animated about being aggressive about putting this content out there because at this time, nobody was saying this. Like, nobody was saying this. Like, at least for the reasons in which I listed. My boy West Coast was saying against Kellen Moore. I'm not going to take away from that. Douglas with the Big Time Show was saying it. I'm not going to take away from those guys and what they was warning because they was actually before me. But nobody was saying it for the reasons that I was saying. So I'm not going to act like I was the first because I wasn't. But I would definitely say I was loud once I discovered it. And I would say that I was also on the right track when I was really getting into this. But what you're going to see from this video is how Kellen Moore was more so trying to win games with a system-based offense, not even matchup football. It was more so chess type of football. It wasn't going at stars and using stars. So as you see this, I want y'all to keep in mind that even when Mike McCarthy was trying to rein in Kellen from the 2022 season, he was listing exactly what we was talking about on this particular video. And he was talking about going at the stars intentionally, targeting the stars intentionally. So just real quick, let me just play this real quick before I play that video. Then we go through the video and the history of what happened and what we was trying to do and kind of unveiling how this is all true too. Kellen Moore was falling for the same ego trap as Scott Linehan. So, but remember Mike McCarthy was saying this, which is good news. Listen to this. Here we go.
Had the Jerry Rice list and John Taylor, and those, that is carried forward for generations. That's why you have more than 2 pages on your call sheet. If you look at call sheets, I never looked at the call.
So remember, this was after the Tampa game where we took that L, and he was basically professionally giving Kellen Moore a spanking. But one of the key things that he was bringing out is having a call sheet for your stars. Because obviously Kellen Moore didn't have a go-to list for his stars when he trying to get his guys going. He never thought of it like that. So remember, you go watch this. This video gonna piss you off. It's gonna piss you off. But remember, the good news is that we are actually in the right direction now. So just keep that in mind. So both are important, but just keep listening.
Call sheet as a call sheet, I look at it as a worksheet. When you work on it throughout the week, that's why it's 6 pages instead. You really use 2 during the game, but those with the other categories. I know personally what I would carry on. Hey, make sure
wait. I know personally what I would carry. He said that because he know Kellen Moore was not carrying a go-to list for his stars. So he was differentiating himself from Kellen Moore right then and trying to actually move Kellen into the right direction. Very clear what he said. Listen.
what I would carry on. Hey, make sure you get the ball to, CD. Make sure, here's the top 10 throws. You already have the plays on the call sheet, but, they're good reminders how you list, plays for Tony, plays for Zeke, plays for CD, plays for Dalton. So that's all part of the game plan process.
All right. So we go get into this history because a lot of y'all like this. Trust me, it's informative. You go walk away like, wow. Especially people that's new to the channel. Some people that's already been here, they know what type of content we do over here. But people that's newer, because we getting a lot more new subs, this is gonna shock some of y'all. So y'all just check it out. We finna break it down. But remember, we are in a new mode now. We are in a totally new mode now, to where now if we play a team like Arizona with backup corners, Mike McCarthy go have the Jerry Rice list. What does that mean? He go say, oh, we got backups out there? Okay, CeeDee Lamb, I got your best 10 plays. He go say, Michael Gallup, I got your best 10 plays. Brandon Cooks, I got your best 10 plays. That's getting ready to be the difference of what we was and what we are. But let me get into this video. It's gonna hurt a little bit, but check it out. It's worth it though. Trust me, it is worth it. Go through the whole thing because I built a whole case. And check it out. Here we go. This is definitely one I'm excited about because I'm not sure the word excited is even right. This is one that I feel like I really, really want to get out there. I'll put it like that. Because I've been giving a lot of thought to that L that we took against Arizona. And after thinking about it and reviewing and listening at the interviews and going through my thoughts, I think I see very clearly exactly what's going on. I'm telling you, I'm seeing this very much so from a clear view, to where Kellen Moore, to me, appears to be falling for the exact same trap that eventually got Scott Linehan fired. But this is the difference between the two. Kellen Moore is almost like if you watch the movie Matrix. He's the 2.0 version. He's a upgraded version of the original. So he's effective. He's definitely not as predictable as Scott. But there are some things that are greatly similar between the two. And trust me, it's gonna all make sense. We gonna get right into this content. Give me literally 1 minute and we gonna start it off. We ain't gonna play no games. Y'all give me a second as I set up the Millennial Falcon. Let's go. Liking it. It's not about liking it at all. You don't gotta like it. It's really just about the truth and what's gonna help us win. That's really what this is about. What's the truth and what's gonna help us win. So we gonna get right into it. I mean, right into it. We ain't gonna play no games. I'm talking about as soon as that clock is done, we going. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, there it is. Welcome to BossCowboySports, man. And we definitely got a lot to talk about today because this is a very big deal. Y'all give me 1 second. I got to clean up a couple of things. Yeah, so y'all give me 1 second to clean up everything real quick. I gotta get everything a little bit more organized. But yeah, this one, I've been seeing this clear, because that's pretty big. That's a big statement to say that Kellen Moore is falling for the same, I actually said ego trap. But his ego is not like Scott's, okay? So before I get into this content and dig into it heavy, I first want to, give the background, all right? So the background is important, or you won't understand at all why did I make that bold statement. Why did I say that it's an ego trap or a trap? We can even take off the word ego and just call it a trap. But I clearly see a trap trying to set up my boy Kellen. And this is coming from the guy that basically mentored him. So let me give some background real quick. All right. So I'm gonna give a lot of background on this, because this is important. Because if you can see this, then you go be excited about trying to fix this problem. So this was actually one of the first articles that I've ever wrote. And this was one that I just wrote on Facebook, but it went viral. Like, everybody started to spread it. All right. One of the things that I brought out in this, because I got to go through the breakdown. Y'all stay with me. You got to stay with the whole thing. Stay all the way to the end. And I promise you, we go get down to what's going on with that offense and how to fix it. Okay. I was talking about, this was something that, people registered with this. The first thing I said was Kellen Moore should not be QB coach for the Dallas Cowboys. And I made my case of why it didn't make sense. And this was on November 15, 2018. I made an epic case on why he should not be the QB coach. But I wasn't trying to get him fired. What I said was he would be a better fit scheming. So I said he should be an assistant offensive coordinator. So I wasn't trying to get him out the building, because I saw it was something about him and the rumors was making sense to put him in a position that better fit his skill set. But what registered a lot was this part, because I did the background of Scott, Linehan, and Kellen. They are from the same homegrown Washington State. They from the same location. So a lot of people don't know or have no idea that basically Kellen Moore got into the league because of Scott Linehan. Nobody would have likely wanted the Boise State guy at all, except if it was a home type of, who you know type of deal, similar to Danucci and Mike McCarthy. We all know that's what's going on. And my boy said we all knew that. I'm glad. I don't know if you can speak for everybody, Craig, but I'm glad you knew that. Okay. Maybe it's gonna be some stuff you didn't know, but some people didn't know that. They from the same hometown. So the whole thing that Kellen Moore, because he has his innovations, and you got to think of it like this. Most coaches come from what's called a coaching tree. So what they do is they learn their coaching philosophies from the coaches that they came from. That's how it works. Okay. So when you look at Kellen, right, and you know he came from Scott, and you also see that there was a degree of politics that was going on with the Dallas Cowboys, Scott Linehan and Kellen Moore. That's why it took Cooper Rush so long to take his job. I don't know if y'all remember that, but Cooper Rush had to play almost perfect football to unseat Kellen Moore because they did not want to do it. He was a favorite guy. You know, what Brian Broaddus would say, he had a sponsor, right? He had somebody on the inside that was cheerleading for him. So I don't know why I'm not seeing my chat in YouTube. It's all good. We gonna keep rocking. But this is the deal. So the thing that got Scott Linehan out of here, and I'm gonna prove it through James Slater, was more so his ego and his stubbornness. A lot of people wouldn't even believe that, but it's true. His ego and his stubbornness is what got him out of here, right? So let me turn this music down real quick. I'm gonna play James Slater, let y'all listen to her, and then we go kind of recap history, talk about what it means for now, because all of this got something to do with this play calling, but you got to stay with me. Listen up.
Well, offensively, they were looking for consistency this year, and they certainly didn't get it on that side of the ball. They were averaging just 21 points a game, 22nd in the league. But it was Jason Garrett who told 105.3 The Fan this morning that they didn't expect any significant changes to the coaching staff. But about an hour and a half ago, when Jason Garrett was on the podium, he tried to clarify that while causing a little confusion by saying they actually haven't had any conversations about the staff just yet. Now, I did press him on the offensive coordinator, Scott Linehan, and he did express his support for him, saying that Dak Prescott has grown with him. But I will tell you, in reaching out to some of the players, not all of them are sold on the idea of him coming back. A lot of them agree that Prescott has thrived with Linehan as his coach, but just question whether there's a lot of creativity in this offense. That was a point that was made last year by several players. I should point out that those guys are no longer here. I tried to reach out to Scott Linehan for comment. He declined that. He also declined inquiries from other reporters post-game on Saturday.
Interesting situation to follow there. On the defensive side of the ball, Chris Richard comes in to help the defense as well, calling plays. What is?
So she was, remember, that day, Jason Garrett was basically co-signing for Scott Linehan, basically saying, I don't think it's going to be any changes. He was lobbying for him to stay. So I'm going to tell y'all something that I wholeheartedly know is true. James Slater has saved this organization a couple of times, okay? Because it was her doing her journalistic work, which got them to do more work, which ended up getting Scott out of here. All right? So I'm gonna play this one, which was the next day, right?
Well, it's been a curious turn of events, Patrick, that's for sure. This started on Monday when head coach Jason Garrett went on 105.3 The Fan and said he didn't expect any significant changes to his coaching staff. Then in a 2 o'clock presser, he sort of walked that back a bit and said they haven't exactly sat down and had those decisions. I was then hearing rumblings internally within that building that maybe Scott Linehan's job wasn't so safe. And you know, I think some of that has to do with perhaps owner Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones reaching out to some of these players, getting the same sort of pulse from them that I had when I reached out on Monday.
Hold on. See, she said Jerry and Stephen reached out to the players, which then gave them the post of what she got. I'm gonna play it again. Listen.
Dave, and you know, I think some of that has to do with perhaps owner Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones reaching out to some of these players, getting the same sort of pulse from them that I had when I reached out on Monday, which was this was a guy this locker room wasn't sold on. It started last year. We saw guys like Des Bryant and Bryce Butler, Ryan Switzer, all voice their frustrations. Cole Beasley talking about that they just didn't think they were getting enough creativity out of Scott Linehan. We were also hearing things like if you weren't a Linehan guy, you weren't playing.
Hold on. See, because a lot of people don't believe that actually happens in professional football. If it wouldn't have been for James Slater, we could have likely kept Scott Linehan. Y'all better hear me on what I'm saying on that, okay? Because she did her journalistic job, right? And she went back and she talked to the players. She was the one that basically got, in my opinion, from me reading tea leaves, Jerry and Steven to go do their own investigation. And when they found and heard the players saying, man, he not, obviously we don't like the creativity. That's one thing. But another thing, he comes across as if he's not for you, you're going to play less. That came out because of Jay.
This year, some of that seemed to continue to carry over. And I think at the end of the day, once they went back to the players and asked, is this something that makes sense for our organization? the answer was no. And so now you have the news today that Scott Linehan is in fact out and reaching out to some of the players. I've got to tell you, there is a bit of a sense of relief and optimism that they're going to bring in someone that helps capitalize some of the strengths of some of these players, strengths that a lot of them have told me have not exactly been utilized.
All right. So you got to understand the background of what was going on. Okay. So on the background on what was going on, Jason Garrett was basically saying, we ain't got no problems. Everything fine. James Slater went behind the scenes, talked to the players, then reported what they was actually saying. That's a fact. And when she reported it, that's what made Steven and Jerry go check. But why are we going into this background? This all got to do with Kellen Moore. But see, because Kellen Moore and Scott Linehan has some similarities. Trust me, you got to stay with this whole presentation because I'm doing the whole breakdown. You got to know history, though. If you don't know history, you won't be able to kind of see and put together the tea leaves of what's going on. So during that era, what was happening is a bunch of the receivers was coming out, right? And I actually made a post about it because I was lobbying against receiver by committee and all this silly stuff that we was doing. And I was really fighting to get a better team. I was posting this in every group I could. I was trying to put the word out there. I said, seriously, how many players need to complain openly about Scott Linehan play calling before front office and fans listen? Because they was not listening. And I went through all the facts of what was happening. How James Slater especially came out and said that it was zero infighting. Even though a lot of people were saying that Dez was a cancer. So this is the big deal about Scott Linehan. Let me get to the point. See, Scott Linehan lobbied for a system over best players. Y'all should already know where I'm going. He lobbied for a system over better players. What do you mean, boss? Because he was basically, and this is what I believe, to save his job and to get the deflection off of him, he was pointing at Dez and Cole Beasley, saying it's those guys that are distractions. Jane was saying, I'm talking to the players. They saying there's no fighting going on. But he was like, we could get rid of Dez with our system, use receiver by committee and be just as good. That's a mentality that put systems over players, which is opposite of Jerry Jones, which always said, his quote was this: I will always put X's and O's, Jimmy's and Joe's over X's and O's, meaning give me the playmakers over the schemes. Give me the talent. Y'all should see where I'm going now. Y'all should definitely see what I'm building up to now. Kellen Moore is falling for the same trap. And I'm going to prove it. And that's what's breaking down the offense. I'm going to prove all of this. But I want to go back to James Slater real quick before I start getting heavier into the points. Okay. I'm going to say something about Jane. Jane has realistically saved this organization doing her journalistic job. That's a fact. If she wouldn't have did her job and actually went and got the reports, if she wouldn't have got the reports, y'all, we likely would have kept Scott Linehan. Then on top of that, remember, it was James Slater who came out and talked to the players about Mike Nolan and how a lot of the players was not relating with him. What ended up happening was she started getting treated very hostile, even by Mike McCarthy. But she was telling the truth of the dysfunctions that was going on in our organization. So as a result of that major meltdown and Mike Nolan's job, doing a bad job, she was the one that exposed it, that got 2 bad coaches out of here. So everybody should be able to see the time-space continuum that started from a free market journalist just doing her job. She was doing her job. So I'm gonna tell y'all, if y'all ever run into Jane Slater, make sure you encourage her, because it is not easy to do what she does. You got to think about it. She literally going to players who speaking against coaches, who is then likely having a negative effect on Jerry and Steven on their marketing, and she still does it. That's courage. That's courage and integrity. That's about the story and what's true versus trying to kiss butts and being a sycophant. That's why I always say when I meet her, I say, you are one of my favorite journalists and you are the last of the Mohicans. And I'm telling you straight up, Jane takes heat for doing her job. Just keep that in mind. So if you ever run into her, I just want to say that, encourage her, because it's not easy to do what she does. You see so many people, I'm being honest, man, there's so many people, even in the podcast community, media, we sell out for these chicks. That's what we do. We sell out. We know what's best for the Cowboys, but we don't do that. We don't talk about it. We talk about ideas that make us look good. Or we just stir up controversy because it's going to give us ratings. Jane don't rock like that. Bobby don't rock like that. But let me give y'all the facts and proof, because I'm going to go back in time. I'm going to show everybody, because this has to do with Kellen Moore. Yo, listen, I'm finna explain it to you. I'm going to give you all the facts. This is going back in time with me and my boy West Coast. Y'all check this out. Listen.
So I have an article that's out that's on my page. I want y'all to go to it. It's on my page as well as on my website. It's www.BossCowboy.com. It's the most recent article. And so what I actually dig into is how Kellen Moore can improve with less. And I just want to talk about it real quick. So, because we just are kind of talking about snap counts with Whitney.
This is May 21st, 2019. This is important though.
And swim, and they was on averaging around 98% of the snaps when they was in there. I want everybody right now to just take a real quick guess. What do you think Cooper was getting when he was playing between week 8 and week 7?
So I was bringing up a point because I was looking up snap counts, right? And I was looking up how many snap counts Witten was getting compared to everybody else. Because at that time, you know, Witten was the darling. They was not taking him off the field. He was on the field 98% of snaps. That's why I was looking at it like, why are they doing that? They got Witten on the field 98% of the time, but Cooper on the field 80% of the time.
Just take a guess. What do you think his snap count was? And while you're taking that guess, remember Cooper had 725 yards. He averaged 13.7 per catch, and he had 53 receptions. I'm gonna wait on just a couple responses. Y'all taking too long, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. 80%.
I believe it.
That boy was in 80% of snaps. Now,
Cooper was only in the game 80% of snaps.
Now think about this. Guess what your boy Hopkins was in?
He's probably like 94%, 95%, 90. He's high.
99%.
Yeah, he's gonna
Hopkins never got out the game.
be in the hires. Because I remember when he played against us. But I mean, that, you know what that also lets me know? Yeah, that lets me know that boy is in exceptional shape. That boy was that lets me know them dudes are in exceptional shape. Exceptional shape. Because that means the only person that played more than him was the center. I would think the only person that played more than him was the actual center. Because I don't even think the quarterback was at 99, right?
See, I don't even think it have anything to do with exceptional shape.
Yeah.
Because I put all the top receivers in the league from week 16. All of them was in the game over 90%.
I believe
Most of them was in the game over 95%. So what they was really saying to me, West Coast, is that your better offense is basically just leave your weapon on the field.
Your best offenses leave your weapons on the field and target them.
Yeah.
Leave your weapon. That's why I was saying Kellen Moore can get better with just doing less of them dumb packages.
Yep.
Now, I wasn't saying Kellen Moore had the dumb packages. I was saying Scott Linehan had those dumb packages. So I want to be clear on what I was saying, because this was when Kellen Moore was getting ready to be the OC. And I was saying this is how he can get better without even really making too many changes. Just put your best guys out there like the other teams do and keep them out there and target those guys.
And think about the obvious stuff that he said. Like, I think it went over a lot of people's head when he said, man, you can run the same play out of different formations. Duh.
He talking about Kellen Moore.
Yes.
Duh.
Yes. So it's like when you look at our upside. Now, I just everybody take a pause and take a bite of what I just said. Cooper has 725 yards in 8 games with only 80% of snaps.
It was, why that was? Because we were still doing wide receiver. Well, bro, like keep it real, bro. Like, we still do wide receiver by committee.
That's the point right there. That is the point right there. We was low key with Scott Linehan still doing receiver by committee, because the other teams with the best receivers was keeping their guys out there. Remember, we was rotating people like Noah Brown. Y'all remember we took Cooper out the game versus Philly for Noah Brown. That's why I called it ego, because it was ego to really believe. It's ego to really believe my system is so genius. I'm so smart that I can take out a Dez Bryant, replace it with a Hearns, T. Will, and really think we go have the same results. I'm so smart that I can use Noah Brown in replace of Cooper and get the same results. That's why I say y'all got to stay with this one. Hopefully y'all ain't tuned out. Hopefully I ain't start cooking, because I'm really getting down to what's wrong with this offense. I'm painting the whole picture. You got to stay with this one. This ain't want to tune out. This ain't want to be kissing on your lover while I'm going through this. This ain't want to be cooking chicken. This is one to turn on, kick your feet up, get some popcorn, and listen.
Like, we still did it.
That's the point.
Like, we still did it.
Thought we went away from receiver by committee because we got him. We did.
Yeah, we did it. We didn't fully go away from it.
We didn't fully go away from receiver by committee.
I was like, that son of a Linehan, you sneaky bastard. Like, you literally kept doing what didn't work.
Ego.
Yeah.
And it showed that.
And see, Jane, she showed it. She showed it. Like when she did her journalistic research, y'all, and she came back and said, hey, these players are saying it's that play calling. These players are saying the whole time Jason Garrett and him together having each other back, trying to keep each other employed. The players the entire time was fighting for what was best for the team. Most of them paid for it. Jane Slater also said that. She said those guys who complained are no longer with us, meaning they got canned for telling the truth.
With 2018.
Let me rewind that, because I think I said something about ego. Here we go. Let me rewind that real quick.
His ego was more involved with 2018 than what was sound.
His ego was more involved than what was sound. Listen, y'all got to share this one. If there's anyone to share, it's this one. If you ain't never shared none of these videos that come from Boss Cowboy Sports, this is the one to share. Because this is getting down to what's going to hurt us this year if we don't fix this now. And we literally got to fix this now. So y'all, because people over here like, boss, what you mean? How is Kellen Moore, as genius as he is, falling for the same ego trap? Well, how about let's listen to Kellen.
Amari, talking to us last week, expressed some frustration, just wanting to get the ball. Obviously, they all want the ball. Was there a concerted effort on your part to give him more opportunities than in previous games, or that's just the way it went?
Okay. So they talked about Amari Cooper complaining.
I think certainly it's the way it went. Obviously, we love getting the ball to Amari as much as we can. Felt like there were some great opportunities in this particular.
As much as we can. All right, I'm gonna let it play.
Game. Amari did a great job of, especially early in the game, just being available, being open, doing a great job of getting his depth on particular routes. And so I felt like we did a great job of getting in a rhythm there. And, I think you always have to be careful of trying to narrow the focus for the quarterback into one particular guy. We feel fortunate to have a.
Wait, we got to be what? We got to be careful to try to narrow the focus to one guy?
Other guys, hey, they all want the ball. I get it.
They all
we
want
want
the
to get
ball.
them all the ball. It's just a matter of opportunities, and there's only so many in a particular game. And so, this is the ebbs and flows of a season. There's going to be other guys that are going to get opportunities in different games, and but you always want them wanting the ball. That's a definite positive.
This is the problem with that. This is where I say he's falling for the same ego trap. You got to remember, he's part of the same coaching tree. His first time actually being a coach was under Scott Linehan. His whole job was under Scott Linehan. So this philosophy of trusting your system and thinking it's just one ball that got to equally go around, it's why our offense is what? Up and down and up and down. This is the sad part about that comment. Okay. He said that after we obviously made Cooper a centerpiece of the Washington football game. The very first throw was to Cooper. We started the whole momentum going at Cooper. Everything started off going at Cooper. Even his trick play was designed for Cooper. He dropped it, but it was for him. Making him the centerpiece is what opened up the whole offense. And after he saw it, he treated Cooper like, well, a lot of people want the ball. A lot of people, we got only one ball. But the evidence is obvious. Well, I'm going to say to me. It may be not obvious to others, but to me, it's obvious that when you get the ball in the hands of your playmakers, you get better results.
I know personally what I would carry on. Hey, make sure you get the ball to, CD. Make sure, here's the top 10 throws. You already have the plays on the call sheet, but, they're good reminders how you list, plays for Tony, plays for Zeke, plays for CD, plays for Dalton. So that's all part of the game plan process.
Period. Forgive my passion. I know y'all kind of hear me seem like I'm fussing. I love this team, bro. I love this team. So I really dug for what's going on. What is breaking us down? Because we too good. We are too good to all of a sudden just go from what we saw against the Washington football team to that trash garbage performance by that offense that we saw Sunday. It was pathetic. It was pathetic. So you can clearly see that what opened up everything and what pretty much always opens up everything is when we target Cooper. And really, I'm going to say it like this. The whole Dallas Cowboys, I want y'all to listen to me, has always been built on the power of triplets. Always. This is bigger than Kellen Moore and his genius. One of the things that Coach Marv always says is history repeats itself. Y'all better listen to Coach, man. Coach be in here going hard. Coach, one of my favorite people, man, all day long. Coach Marv, he say history repeats itself. Look how God has been so good to us that he continues to give us a crazy triplet. You can go back to Staubach, Dorsett. You know, you can go all the way back to those guys. Triplets. Then obviously Michael Irvin them with Aikman and Emmett. Then you can go to Dez, Romo, Murray. Whenever we made our best runs, it was always based on three main guys on offense: a running back, a receiver, and a quarterback. But you listening to Kellen Moore, okay, I'm gonna put it like this. Let me ask you a question. If somebody asks, hey, Jerry Rice, he had some concerns about, you know, getting the ball. Do you think a coach would have been like, well, you know, they all want the ball?
Had the Jerry Rice list and John Taylor, and so those that is carried forward for generations. On that's why you have more than 2 pages on your call sheet.
No. If Sterling Sharp was like, hey, Sterling Sharp said some things about wanting the ball. Adams said he wants the ball. You think a coach would have been like, all our players want the ball? Y'all listen to him. This is why I say it's a trap. He falling for it. Listen to it.
Amari, talking to us last week, expressed some frustration, just wanting to get the ball. Obviously, they all want the ball. Was there a concerted effort on your part to give him more opportunities than in previous games, or that's just the way it went?
I think certainly it's the way it went. Obviously, we love getting the ball to Amari as much as we can.
So he trying to say like it just happened that way. So the week that he complained, it just went that way. Okay, Kellen, keep playing, man.
And felt like there were some great opportunities in this particular game. Amari did a great job of, especially early in the game, just being available, being open, doing a great job of getting his depth.
See, and then he making it sound as if he just got open. Like the problem was he hasn't been getting open. No, Cooper he gets open all the time. You have to intentionally target him. I'm going to show y'all that.
On particular routes, and so I felt like we did a great job getting in a rhythm there. And I think you always have to be careful of trying to narrow the focus for the quarterback into one particular guy. We feel fortunate to have.
No, you don't, Kellen. No, you don't. Okay, listen. All right, I'm gonna show you. Forget all this talking, bro. I gotta show you, man. I hate talking. I like showing. Let's show you. Here's the evidence. I put up all the targets for all the best receivers. Guess who ranked in the 90 percentiles? Matter of fact, ranked in the top 4 of lineups. Your boy, Amari Cooper. If you go look at the total, okay? If you look at the targets, he is one of the least targeted receivers with the highest grades. His best targeted week was week 1. Everybody else gets way more targets than him. Matter of fact, just look at the total. He has 96 total targets in comparison to Keenan Allen having 149. Devontae Adams have 162. Cooper Kupp got 184. Tyreek Hill got 156. Stephon Diggs got 151. So, but you hear him say, we can't just intentionally target him. We can't just intentionally target him.
I know personally what I would carry on. Hey, make sure you get the ball to, CD. Make sure, here's the top 10 throws. You already have the plays on the call sheet, but, they're good reminders how you list, plays for Tony, plays for Zeke, plays for CD, plays for Dalton. So that's all part of the game plan process.
But you see other teams lighting it up, targeting their best. You look at Cooper Kupp numbers, and you look at his targets, and you look at how many times he's on the field, and you see why they're successful. I'm just keeping it real, y'all, because I really dug in what's breaking us down. This man got a philosophy that's similar to damn Scott Linehan right under our nose, where you over trusting your system over players that make plays.
I know personally what I would carry on. Hey, make sure you get the ball to, CD. Make sure, here's the top 10 throws. You already have the plays on the call sheet, but, they're good reminders how you list, plays for Tony, plays for Zeke, plays for CD, plays for Dalton. So that's all part of the game plan process.
You have to intentionally, Kellen, plan to give your best guys the ball. All this we're going to distribute equally. We're going to use our system to attack the defense at its weaknesses. Sounds cute, and it does work occasionally, but you would never dominate that way, and you would never have consistency that way. Because isn't this amazing? If we go look at the numbers and the targets, that you go look at the fact that Devontae Adams has, oh my God, 162 targets, but he still catches 72% of those targets. So it don't look like to me, if you look at the data, it does not look like to me that targeting him is causing him to catch less. And it ain't got to be just Devontae Adams. You can look at DeAndre Hopkins, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, who is all of those guys. When you target them, they produce. Now, this is the sad part. That's why I said y'all needed to stay with this whole presentation, man.
Yoga fire.
Yoga Boss Cowboy Sports, man. I'm telling you the truth today. I'm not lying to nobody. I'm telling y'all the truth. I'm showing you the data, the targets, everything. So this is the sad part. Just keeping it all the way real. Me and the OC and Coach Marv, West Coast, all of us been actually saying this for years.
Yoga fire.
It's a difference in philosophy. The OC believes, I believe, West Coast believe, Coach Marv believe, a whole lot of other people, Jimmy Johnson believe, get the ball in the hands of your playmakers intentionally.
I know personally what I would carry on. Hey, make sure you get the ball to, CD. Make sure, here's the top 10 throws. You already have the plays on the call sheet, but, they're good reminders how you list, plays for Tony, plays for Zeke, plays for CD, plays for Dalton. So that's all part of the game plan process.
It's the same mentality, Michael. It's exactly what you said, my brother. It's because he's from that tree. He only knows that. He knows two things: Boise State and the philosophy of Scott Linehan. Boise State and the philosophy of Scott Linehan. And the person that has to break him is Mike McCarthy, or we in trouble. I'm just keeping it real, y'all. We in trouble. Now listen to me and the OC. This ain't about bragging and all that kind of stuff. This is just about philosophy. This was coming after the Redskins game. Y'all check this out.
Action. We were able to effectively run the ball in the first quarter and really all game, okay? And effectively play action Dak Prescott. Also, what happened is we had methodical and measured drives, all right? We didn't call crazy plays or...
Real quick, just to explain what's going on. We was actually breaking down why the Washington football team was so successful when we just demolished them. Listen.
Out of sequence plays, we would run pass, run pass, run pass, play action boot, and we took what the defense gave us and allowed Dak to get his rhythm and his timing. We also made sure that we gave the ball to Amari Cooper early in the game, which set us up to be able to do other things later in the game.
You heard that? Now, I never talked to the OC when he made this comment.
So Dak Prescott played almost flawless football. His timing was impeccable. He did great too. I mean, he took a sack early, but after that, and I tweeted, I said, hey man, we need to see a little bit of running from Dak. We got that today when they played that deep cover two shell, taking away everything deep and left the center of the field open. Dak was able to skirmish and get a key first down. So all the way around, man, offensively speaking, man, this was one of the most complete football games that you saw the Dallas Cowboys play in a long time.
No doubt. And speaking of Dak, another reason that I think Dak went off was the main reason I think Dak went off, OC, was because of what you said, really. And I think it honestly started with them going at Cooper early.
I know personally what I would carry on. Hey, make sure you get the ball to, CD. Make sure, here's the top 10 throws. You already have the plays on the call sheet, but, they're good reminders how you list, plays for Tony, plays for Zeke, plays for CD, plays for Dalton. So that's all part of the game plan process.
Yep. I think that was the key to everything, going at Cooper early. I think that was the key to everything. Targeting Cooper opened up everything, in my opinion. That's what got that going. And it was to me a lesson, because we went over this when we went over the where's Amari Cooper, and we talked about it like, why was they not targeting him? One of the main things that we showed from that film breakdown, what we clearly showed is when we were showing the film breakdown real quick, just to recap it again, here we go. Just to recap it real quick. One of the things that we showed really to me
Film breakdown.
was how open Cooper was getting. All right. So in this video, we was clearly showing a versus Minnesota with a guy that we all he has a noodle arm. We know Cooper Rush has no arm, but we won that game because he was intentionally targeting Cooper. He was intentionally targeting Cooper, and he missed most of his throws. If he would have hit those throws, Cooper easily had a 200-yard game. Easily. And you targeted him. We want to talk about that, OC?
Yeah, man. I mean, Amari Cooper is what you call a master tactician in terms of running routes. And so when you look at him, run the underneath routes, right here, he was open balls behind him. When you look at him running routes, man, you see him faking in, faking out, just great footwork. I mean, just fantastic overall, man, at his ability to get in the soft spot of the defense, man, and just really, you see.
Look at how much separation Cooper has.
The stutter and then the release outside, he's wide open, man. That was just a great route. So he's a master tactician when it comes to running the route. So in, out, all right, fakes the slant and then goes vertical. So now things like that, man, his footwork, his acceleration.
So we already went through that. That's an old show. But what we was doing in that show, we was showing now that was before. Keep in mind, that was before the Washington game. And we were saying that was right before the Washington game. We were saying right before that game, we were saying the key is targeting Cooper early. Facts. And that ain't about bragging. It's about what's going to get us to win. You got to get the ball in the hand of your best guys.
I know personally what I would carry on. Hey, make sure you get the ball to, CD. Make sure, here's the top 10 throws. You already have the plays on the call sheet, but, they're good reminders how you list, plays for Tony, plays for Zeke, plays for CD, plays for Dalton. So that's all part of the game plan process.
Intentionally. Listen to Coach. Now, listen to Coach Marv. Listen to Coach. Watch this one. Right. Boss Cowboy Sports, your voice matter.
What's going on, boss? Coach Marv.
What's up, Coach? What you got?
Yeah, man. I got a couple points, man. Listen here. I told y'all last time I talked to you, if we want to get this offense back together, you start with the big dogs eat first. That's Dak, Zeke, and Amari, and then everybody else will get to eat.
I know personally what I would carry on. Hey, make sure you get the ball to, CD. Make sure, here's the top 10 throws. You already have the plays on the call sheet, but, they're good reminders how you list, plays for Tony, plays for Zeke, plays for CD, plays for Dalton. So that's all part of the game plan process.
Once you get them started, everybody else get a chance to eat, and they'll eat a whole lot easier when those guys. And when they get their full, you come right back to the dogs, the big dogs again, catch another prey, let the big dogs eat again, and then let the rest of the guys eat. It makes it easier for everybody else to eat when your top dollar guys get off first, because these guys have proven that they can carry a load, so they play well.
The sad part is Kellen really don't know. In Kellen's mind, Kellen thinking, and I don't think this is intentional ego. I don't think this is intentional. I think this is something to where he really believes it, because the reports have all come out that he listens to the guys. He just has a backwards philosophy that's gonna cause us to mess around and lose with all this talent. But it bothers me. How can you watch Cooper go off and then just treat him like, we just got one ball. We can't just intentionally target him. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? No, man. No, you got to really intentionally target your best guys.
I know personally what I would carry on. Hey, make sure you get the ball to, CD. Make sure, here's the top 10 throws. You already have the plays on the call sheet, but, they're good reminders how you list, plays for Tony, plays for Zeke, plays for CD, plays for Dalton. So that's all part of the game plan process.
All of those guys, intentional. But like Coach Marv said, you always start with the guys that have earned it. The people who have earned those contracts, who earned it, was Dak, Cooper, and Zeke. That's who you start with. So y'all check this one out. Now this one go trip y'all out, because this is 3 to 4 years ago. Y'all watch this, and all I'm doing is giving the answer of how we can get back on track. Kellen Moore has to change his philosophy for us to get back on track. I'm telling you. But listen to this. This is West Coast and I years ago when I was co-hosting with him. Listen to this. This is all facts too. Listen.
He had 93 snaps that game. That was the most snaps for the season. Right? He was in 91% of them.
So I was saying, I want y'all to really hear me out. I was saying then that the most snaps, when Cooper got the most snaps ever, was the Philly game. And he got a lot of targets. When you kept feeding Cooper and Zeke and Dak, they all went off. They broke a franchise record. This is a true story. He broke a franchise record. Facts. Listen.
Zeke and Cooper ever had in franchise history.
Yeah, well, I always want to make sure Zeke is at like 80%, because if Zeke can be effective with 80, like I don't want Zeke at 90. You know what I'm saying? I can only imagine what DeMarco Murray's snaps were at, 2014.
Totally.
Yeah.
But my outside weapon, I want him out there in the 90s.
Especially when you traded for him, bro. When you traded for him, bro, you should have been living on the field.
Right.
Like when you traded for him, you should have overused him.
You hear that? My boy Wes. Hey, listen. My boy Wes go hard. I don't care what y'all say about Wes. My boy Wes go hard on his football with the Dallas Cowboys.
You have to account for him, and that helps Zeke, that helps Dak, that helps the line, that helps everybody.
Is it a coincidence that the best game between those three all time was the one game that y'all kept him in there 90% of the time. And the one time y'all kept targeting him. Sadly, it was still also with poor play calling. They was just so good you still couldn't stop them. Because that was the time. Oh my, I gotta show y'all the whole truth, nothing but the truth, man. I gotta give y'all this business. I gotta give y'all this business, man. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't give y'all this business. I'm finna give you all the business. This was the same game that Amari Cooper was complaining. See, we gotta understand when sometimes guys are telling you what need to be done to fix this team, a lot of times they actually know better than those coaches. A lot of times. Amari Cooper on getting Dak to change the play call on his 75-yard TD. This was his quote that game. He said, I was like, this is ridiculous. You know what he was talking about? Scott Linehan's play calling. Because he was saying the Philly corners was sitting on the routes. I see you super chat, Coach Marv. I see you super chat. I'm going to get right to it. Give me 1 second. I got to finish this point. But he was saying they was sitting on our routes. And he went to Dak like, man, we got to change this. This is ridiculous. Scott Linehan keep running stop routes. And these boys are sitting on our routes. He running us into the coverage. It makes no sense. Now look at Dak and his response. So when I broke the huddle, I was kind of mad, and I was like, Dak, come on. See, this is real passion, y'all. This is real passion. Cooper was talking about. He in the huddle. Y'all got to imagine Cooper. He in there like, man, come on, bro. See, that's passion. Like a lot of people like to say, oh, Cooper, he quiet. Do he really want it? Do he really care about football? When they was covering for Scott Linehan that put him on a bench for Noah Brown versus Philly. Does he love football? Why was he on the bench? Because his silly coach put him on the bench for a system that he thought I could take any player. See, this is how you know this true. When I'm talking about, I'm going to come back to that. Y'all got to go back to those days of Scott Linehan and then kind of look at Scott Linehan 2.0 and Kellen Moore. You got to, and you'll see the same thing if you look close. You got to remember during those days, we used to run a whole lot of jet sweeps. But what Scott Linehan used to do, even if we didn't have the ideal athlete for the jet sweep, because let me explain this. The whole time you wanted to run a jet sweep, for those who don't know, that's when you have a guy, he basically go in motion and then he's going to try to attack the field horizontal, then vertical. And a lot of times what they do when they run that jet sweep, right, is to keep everybody from crashing on Zeke. So it keeps the defense honest and keeps them spreading out because you don't know when that jet sweep is coming. So the jet sweep was always to hit the edges to make your ends not consistently crash on Zeke. Okay, so I want to explain that. But this was the weird thing about Scott Linehan. The jet sweep works best when your guy has amazing speed. You know what Scott Linehan used to do? He used to plug in anybody to run that jet sweep. When I saw him run a jet sweep with Switzer, who we all knew he just ran a 4.5, I'm like, you running a jet sweep? That's a cargo. That's not a jet. That's a cargo plane sweep. He was running a jet sweep with a guy that had the athleticism of a cargo plane. It's like, Scott Linehan, what you doing? My system. It don't matter who runs the play. You know how I know this true on Kellen Moore? Even with the backup quarterbacks. I'm just giving y'all the facts today. I'm telling you the truth today. Because we go get to how to win. All right. Y'all remember when Dak went down? Did Kellen Moore change his offense? No. Because even with backup quarterbacks, he was still throwing. We were still second in attempts with backup quarterbacks. He really thought backups could go out there and sling that thing around like Dak. It's the same guy, just a 2.0 version of him. It's a better version. It's true. It's a better version. He's a better version of Scott, but there's a part of him that's just like him, where you over dependent on your system over players to the point you minimize the player. Oh, everybody wants the ball. It's only one ball. It can't go around to everybody. Even though if you look around the league, you see other teams force feeding Cooper, Cup, force feeding Adams, force feeding Thielen, force feeding them boys because they make plays.
I know personally what I would carry on. Hey, make sure you get the ball to, CD. Make sure, here's the top 10 throws. You already have the plays on the call sheet, but, they're good reminders how you list, plays for Tony, plays for Zeke, plays for CD, plays for Dalton. So that's all part of the game plan process.
He had 93 snaps that game. That was the most snaps for the season, right? He was in 91% of the Zeke and Cooper ever had in franchise history.
Yeah, well, I always want to make sure Zeke is at like 80%, because if Zeke can be effective with 80, like I don't want Zeke at 90. You know what I'm saying? I can only imagine what DeMarco Murray's snaps were at, in 2014.
Totally.
Yeah.
But my outside weapon, I want him out there in the 90s.
Especially when you traded for him, bro.
My outside weapon, I want him out there in the 90s. Dude, we were talking about this 4 years ago. This is me 3 to 4 years ago. And watch this one. This is another one. And trust me, this ain't about I was right. I didn't do all this work to say I was right. I could have easily just posted this on Twitter and put this on Facebook and put this on Instagram to say I predicted. No, this is not about that. This is about we are real close. What are we gonna do? Coach, I'm gonna call you. Coach say take my call. I'm gonna call you, Coach. Just let me finish and I'm gonna call you. All right. I love Coach. Listen, we are real close. So we as fans gotta more than ever make our voices matter. This is why I'm saying, share this one, bro. Share this one. I'm gonna share this one with everybody. I'm going in Boss DMs. I'm sending this one to everybody. I'm sending this to Dak brother. I'm sending this to Dak himself. I'm gonna send this to Will McClay. I'm sending this video to everybody because this might be one of our only chances to win. And to me, it's right in front of our face. It's right in front of our face. It's just, and I'm being honest with you, it's as simple as feeding your best guys.
I know personally what I would carry on. Hey, make sure you get the ball to, CD. Make sure, here's the top 10 throws. You already have the plays on the call sheet, but, they're good reminders how you list, plays for Tony, plays for Zeke, plays for CD, plays for Dalton. So that's all part of the game plan process.
It's as simple as that. Feed your best guys. Take that same genius that you have, Kellen, because we do know that you're smart. We do know that you're a very intelligent guy. You just got to get out of that bad philosophy, man. That's a bad philosophy to actually think that a system is going to outweigh talent. It never will. You're going to be up and down. You are smart, but you are not that smart. You can't out scheme against talent, especially if the other guys are smart like you, Kellen. You can't. As smart as you are not that smart. So take that brain and put it with the talent of the triplets. Scheme up as much as possible with those guys in mind. Just like Coach Marv said, let them eat first and everything will open up. Everything. Let the guys that you paid eat first.
I know personally what I would carry on. Hey, make sure you get the ball to, CD. Make sure, here's the top 10 throws. You already have the plays on the call sheet, but, they're good reminders how you list, plays for Tony, plays for Zeke, plays for CD, plays for Dalton. So that's all part of the game plan process.
My boy Montana said, I just shared this on Twitter. That's what I'm talking about. Make your voice matter, my bro. That's what you got to do with this one. This is the last week, y'all. This is the last week. What are we going to do? Are we going to just listen to this presentation and be like, that was good, boss. I liked it. I liked it. I loved it. That was some good information. No, if we saying we making our voice matter, we better take action with this information and send this to as many people as possible. Blow it up. We got 1 week, y'all. Or this man might come out there and be like, we don't need to target Cooper. We gonna just let the ball, Dak just. But just going back to this, he said, this is what we dealing with. He said, Dak, come on. And Dak was like, just run it, bro. Dak was like, just run it, bro. And I guess he thought about it again, and he kind of signaled a go route. See, y'all got to understand, they broke rules right there. Coach sent in the play. We go run another stop route. Cooper looked at it and was like, man, this dude. And then Dak was like, man, run it. But then Dak thought about it. Finna snap the ball and gave him the signal. Man, run that fade. Go for it, bro. The result, 75-yard touchdown for the W. That's what happened when you target dogs.
I know personally what I would carry on. Hey, make sure you get the ball to, CD. Make sure, here's the top 10 throws. You already have the plays on the call sheet, but, they're good reminders how you list, plays for Tony, plays for Zeke, plays for CD, plays for Dalton. So that's all part of the game plan process.
Forget the scheme. My scheme. I'm so smart. I'm gonna drop a bunch of stop routes, and I'm gonna methodically protect the clock, and I'm gonna go downfield because I'm smart. I'm just so smart. Put the ball in the hands of your dogs. Y'all listen to this one. I'm gonna take some calls. Listen to this.
It's on my web.
But you get what I'm saying, Boss Cowboy? We got better in every statistical category because of Amari Cooper. Even Zeke got better.
Dak's pass rating before Cooper was 87.4. When Cooper got on the team, it went up to 101.1.
Bro, that's 21%?
Zeke's carrying rushing average was 4.7 yards per carry. With the addition of Amari Cooper, it went up to 6.3. So to say that,
how do you affect the run game, bro? How do you affect the run game?
It's not all that, especially his value to our team. With two of your best players on the team having major statistical improvements, I don't know what to tell you, my brother.
And think about this.
Listen, see, because I might have been talking fast on that, bro. So I want y'all to really feel what I was saying on that. With the addition of Amari Cooper, you had two major bumps with your other two best players. That's why, if we been all the way honest, this team is truly built on the triplets. Coach Marv is so damn right, it's pathetic. History has repeated itself. We just gotta accept it. What did Jimmy Johnson do in the Super Bowl? The first one. Did he say, let's get creative? Let's run a bunch of misdirection with Harper. We're going to trick him this time. We're going to target only Kevin Williams. That's going to work. No. You know what he did? He said, we going to run to the right side over and over and break their will with our best players. The people that went off in the first Super Bowl quickly was the playmaker, Aikman, and Emmett. It set the tone. Man, come on, y'all. Thanks, everybody, for sharing. And this is not about sharing Boss Cowboy. This is not about that. This is about we got probably 1 week to get this information out there, bro. Period. But y'all keep listening. Check this out.
Amari Cooper had such an effect on our team that he affected the run game. So you know what that means?
Right.
That means that because Amari Cooper was out there, defensive coordinator said, yeah, we're not going to do the 8 in the box on this one. Why?
We can't do the 8 in the box.
We can't do the 8 in the box. Why? Because our number one quarter is he's not going to be able to stay in front of him.
He'll toast you with a slam number 90 on you.
Exactly. So like, do you guys, that's mental. Like that's
mental. That changed the whole defense scheme on how they got attacked Dallas. Just with him on the field.
Just for him that's not even him getting the ball though.
That's just with him on the field. That's not even a target. That's just he's out there and you have to account for him.
Yeah, because the reason why teams get like it's crazy because Boss Cowboys. I ain't gonna say this is back in the time when we was beefing when we didn't really know. Game of Thrones. You know what I'm saying? Before you have the great allies, you got to go through war because you got to understand how your allies what they do in war. And it's crazy because
and what's crazy is after Zeke, Dak, and Cooper had the best triplet game in franchise history. Dak threw for 400. Cooper
listen.
Had 200 in receiving yards, and Zeke went for over 100. Emmett didn't ever have a game like that with Irvin, and Aikman, Staubach never had a game like that together.
Yeah.
And guess what Linehan did? Took his snap count right back down. The next week, 78. That was the week he spoke out, and it's now.
So Cooper, so when he spoke out, they start taking his snaps away. The only time when he was 90% in snaps was when the only time we saw this. Do anybody think that's a coincidence? It's not, y'all. It's not a coincidence, y'all. You gotta target your best players, Kellen. You can't have this old flippant attitude like, I'm so smart. Cooper, we just got one ball, Cooper. Calm down. I mean, you got open. We got it to you. You got open. Be happy. You just one of the guys. No, he's not. Out your mind. Forgive me for cursing, y'all. I really try to stay professional, but I'm very passionate about this, man. And I feel like this is our time, bro. I feel like this is our time. I'm really very mad right now. I'm mad about that game. I'm like almost want to cry right now. I'm so damn mad about how we this close and we go fuck around and let ego take it from us, man. And people being stubborn about a damn system. This is my system. Well, I'm mad. I'm mad right now. I'm hot. We've been waiting a long time, y'all. We've been waiting a long time. And we all love this team. We put money on this team. We do a lot of stuff for this team. This is my whole city. I'm born here. I love the Dallas Cowboys. My parents raised me. This is my history. These are my roots. The championships and all that kind of stuff and the time I spend with my family is why I'm so passionate about this stuff, man. I remember my mama and my daddy sitting me down and we having conversations about the Cowboys. This has molded me. So people sitting up here like, why do I curse so much? I curse so much. I don't know why I curse so much, but it's in my heart. And I mean that.
bounce went down.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. Like, yo, I'm telling you right now, like, let's just be real. Like, Amari Cooper is that dude. Like, for you to adapt to change that fast and then excel. Like, because Amari Cooper could have just came and just been average. He could have just been an average wide receiver. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. You tell me any time in the Dallas Cowboy history that we have traded for someone in the middle season, or you can even throw a free agent, and they have had that big of an effect on our team. It's never happened. Like that's why the Dallas Cowboys, in my opinion, that's why they don't hold so much stock in bringing big name free agents, because for the most part, like, when have you seen a free agent really come into our team and just affect our team like that? And let alone you trade for a guy. Like, that is unheard of.
All right, let's take some. I'm gonna call Coach Marv to take some calls. Yeah, man. This is real though. Like, we really got to spread this on Big G's. All my ladies, to me, because this is the answer. This is the answer. This is the answer. We can talk about the refs and all of that. No. Yeah, the refs are important. I want to lobby against those guys too. I agree with the players putting heat on the refs. I agree with that. But I also want us to beat people so bad to where we don't need ref help. And it first start with targeting your guys. Going to his super chat, he said, how do Zeke and even TP get 12 carries in a game? Whew. Coach. To Coach point, Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb have a combined 6 targets today for a combined 2 catches and 18 yards. That is completely inexcusable. And I said this after Kevin Gray tweeted that. Pathetic is an understatement. I'm so sorry, y'all. Them phones don't work. It hurt my heart. I really wanted to take those calls today. I promise y'all, I'm gonna get this fixed, because it's an easy fix. It's just that I gotta play with it. But to Coach Marv point, okay, good question. I'm gonna take y'all chats. Let me take some of y'all chats then, since we can't take calls. We go take y'all voices from the chats, okay? And K Hayes, he asks, boss, should we hold McCarthy accountable as well? Yes. Yeah, you gotta hold him accountable. Matter of fact, this is my message to Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy, if you don't take control of Kellen Moore, he's gonna take your job and be the reason you lost your job. Yeah. I mean, just keeping it real. Like, yeah, let Kellen Moore keep going out there with this philosophy. Let him keep on going out there with this.
But you always want them wanting the ball. That's a definite wanting the ball. That's a definite ball.
Amari, talking to us last week, expressed some frustration, just wanting to get the ball. Obviously, they all want the ball. Was there a concerted effort on your part to give him more opportunities than in previous games, or that's just the way it went?
I think certainly it's the way it went. Obviously, we love getting the ball to Amari as much as we can. Felt like there were some great opportunities in this particular game. Amari did a great job of, especially early in the game, just being available, being open, doing a great job of getting his depth on particular routes. And so I felt like we did a great job of getting in a rhythm there. And, I think you always have to be careful of trying to narrow the focus for the quarterback into one particular guy. We feel fortunate to have other guys. Hey, they all want the ball. I get it. We want to get them.
I hate that part. Oh, hey, they all want the ball. See, Michael Irvin would have never been talked to like that. Even Thielen wouldn't be talked to like that with the Buffalo Bills. Oh, hey, they all want the ball. You flip it with the number one. That's our number one receiver, and they all want the ball. Y'all think I'm playing? I got another cut of him. I got another cut where he was asked about this twice. Listen.
That's a definite positive.
As a quarterback in college and the pros, I'm sure guys always come to you saying, I need the ball, how do you handle that now as a coordinator when guys say, hey, I think this works for me right now?
No, I get it. I think the biggest thing is we just talk through the process. I think Amari's great. You know, we love that all of our guys want the football. That's the most important aspect. We want guys who want the football. And
see, every time they talk about Amari, he talk about guys. Come on, y'all.
so as the week goes, we have a great week of practice. We make sure we spend the time together on the practice field. I thought that's
he asked you about Amari.
An important part of this thing. When guys practice really well during the week, usually things come out the same way on Sundays. And so
see, that's system talk. Look, I ain't crazy, man. That's system talk. He asked you about Amari. He used to, and when we have a good practice and we you are discounting the value of superstars. That's what's happened. That's Scott Linehan part 2. I can run a jet sweep with Switzer. Oh, I could take any quarterback and just throw that thing around like Dak used to. Dak is hurt, but hey, I got backups. They can do the same job. Next man up. I don't have to make any adjustments. I'm just going to throw it like Dak used to.
I think our whole offense does a great job of just working together. You're going to go through bumps and different changes throughout the season, and you got to navigate those things. And I think our guys have done a nice job with that.
Our guys. He was asked about Cooper. It was all it is.
I know personally what I would carry on. Hey, make sure you get the ball to, CD. Make sure here's the top 10 throws. You already have the plays on the call sheet, but they're good reminders. How you list, plays for Tony, plays for Zeke, plays for CD, plays for Dalton. So that's all part of the game plan process.
You hear the saying, there's no I in team. Yeah. There's also a big old I in win. Yeah, when you trying to win, all this team. No, this is about stars, bro. This game, yeah, every now and then you can win with a team of people that play together. But the real facts is that you win this game with your stars. And I'm going to play this because this is the one thing that I fear, okay? Because I do have a fear, okay? And I'm still looking at y'all comments, man. I'm going to take some of y'all comments, all right? I'm still looking at it, but I'm going to conclude because I have a sneaky suspicion that something's coming down the pipe. I want y'all to listen. Asking a question that got us what we looking for. My final word is I hope this doesn't become what's historically ugly with the Cowboys, because this wasn't the first time we've seen receivers speak out. Right now, I just hope it don't get nasty. I hope this doesn't become the T.O. thing or the Dez Bryant thing, to where because they speaking out against the dysfunctions, like when T.O. talked about raw. Now remember, this was before we played the Washington football team. This was the 24th of December. Romo and Witten, he was gone. Once he said Romo and Witten making up plays for each other, he was out, because you're considered a distraction, even though you're telling the truth. Once Dez came out and told the truth on play calling, he was gone. It didn't matter that he said it nice. He was out of here. And see, I'm showing Jane Slater's tweet where she was just keeping it real. She was telling the whole world it's no drama in the locker room. Like people keep saying, it's no drama. She doing her best. To no effect. To no effect. It was already in motion. They was getting ready to get rid of him once he came out. So I just hope we don't, OC, do the things that we've done in the past, to where we look at the person that's telling you the truth as the bad guy and then target them and then figure out later, oh, you was right. Scott Linehan was predictable. But they've already fired Dez. He's already gone. You know what I mean? I'm hoping it don't spin into that, and I'm hoping it goes right into what you said, OC, which is they gonna hopefully take it as, yeah, he's ready. Let's target him. Let's get him going. Keep in mind, that was before the Washington game. And I was saying, I hope they target him. And what happened when we did? We blew them out.
Yeah, I don't think that it's gonna go toxic, boss, because I think it's a different regime.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, it's not a good old boy culture nearly as much as it used to be. The former try to like get W's and do what we need to do as a team. And so that's my prediction on this situation. And Amari Cooper is a high character guy. He's not messy. He's not loud. He's not flamboyant. So he's a guy that's respected. And I think he has to respect, or at least enough respect, of the locker room for that not to take place.
See, keep your eyes open, OC. Because like my boy D.A. Lee said, the fan base is already doing that to Coop in these groups. You know what I mean? Where basically the fans are targeting Coop. And see, when that happens, it makes it easy for the Joneses to do dirty work. So you can't do no dirty work. You can't do no dirty work on Tank right now. You can't. You just got to shut up. You know what I mean? But you can do dirty work on Coop right now. So it's something that to me we got to look out for, in my opinion, big bro. Yeah, man. I'm concerned about that. Cause see, I'm very, very, y'all can see, especially if you look at those times where you go back 3 years, me and West Coast, we've been on the top of this for years. Like, we've been on top of this, not like halfway paying attention. We've been deep in the weeds, so we know the patterns. We know them intimately. And this is the real pattern of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm finna tell you the truth. The pattern is they fire the players before they fire the coaches. Even when the players are telling the truth. They let the players go on and they call them toxic. Even when those players are telling the truth out of passion. Do you really think people went to Jane Slater to be messy? Do you really think they went to her to talk about the dysfunction of the team because they was just trying to stir up chaos? No. When guys really want to win, they will go to any outlet that's gonna make change. What we always normally do is we normally first try to talk to you. But if you ignore me, then I got to take action somewhere else. If you listen close to Cooper when he was talking to 105.3 The Fan, y'all hear me on this. Cooper said, I know during the week if I'm going to be in the game based on how practice is going. In other words, he's saying, I see early that y'all gonna phase me out. You are never dealing with no dummy when you're dealing with Amari Cooper. That's a very cerebral man. He's very smart. No dummy at all. Where other people would be like, oh, they didn't give me any targets at practice, but they're gonna target me in the game. He was like, nah, I see the pattern. If y'all don't target me during the week, y'all have no plans of using me in the game. That's why he spoke up. And he's saying, I'm seeing y'all trying to phase me out. And this bet not be over trying to replace me with no CeeDee Lamb. Because let me tell y'all something. CeeDee Lamb is up and coming, but he is definitely not Amari Cooper yet. Not at all. And we need Amari Cooper now. Amari Cooper is our number one, and he's literally being treated like he's just a receiver. So I'm also keeping my own. Y'all better not be trying to fire this dude in the offseason. Because y'all better remember this. Amari Cooper got 1,000 yards with backup quarterbacks. With backup quarterbacks last year. noodle arms, weak guys, no talent. You can literally throw it in Cooper's direction. He go still make plays. Rush proved that. MJ, I gotta handle you, bro. Man, hold on, bro. I'm not gonna kick you out, bro. Bro, you are weird. Like, you are real weird. Listen, bro, what kind of grown man literally goes to a YouTube channel just to troll Cowboy fans, man? Like you the type of man that's like sitting at home in your drawers with men breasts. Like, you a weirdo, man. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, I watched you for a whole hour just troll nothing but the Cowboy fans in there. Is your life really about trying to make people miserable? Like for real, man, get you a real life. Like, for real. Like, we over here trying to have our own conversation and you are only here to try to stir up mess. Bro, grow. For real. Weird ass dude. So anyway, I ain't mean to do that, but like, I've been watching that, like, damn, bro, like, you are steadily doing that. I gave you a little bit of fame, homie, but man, go somewhere, man. You weirdo. But anyway, back to football. So yeah, man, listen, this is what we need to do, in my opinion, just keeping it all the way real. I'm sorry I had to check that dude, but listen, you ain't gonna keep coming in. You ain't gonna keep coming in messing with my fam, brother. I ain't gonna let you do that in peace, bro. I'm just telling you. I'm gonna check you for that. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So anyway, but this is, to me, now listen, this is no joke what I'm getting ready to say. We need to get our shirt on, bro. I'm getting my shirt on today. As soon as I conclude this, I'm invading people inboxes to put this word out here. And some people be like, man, that's kind of aggressive. It is. But sometimes you got to be aggressive for what you want. If you want a ring and you really believe your voice matter, shoot this out, man. Just shoot this out to as many people as possible, because you never know where this video can go. Because a lot of the players, they watch our channels. Sometimes coaches watch our channel. We done ran into people, me and Law, and it'll be somebody mama of a player, and they'll be like, oh, hey, Law, hey, boss. You be like, wow. But it takes all of us pushing that content out there. You got to, all of us, push it. This is one that we got to push. I mean, go crazy with it. But if you don't go crazy with it, share it with one group. Or share it to somebody that you feel like might know one of the players or one of the coaches. If you know Cooper, send it right to him. If you know Dak, if you know his brother, if you know the media people, send it right to him. Because most people talking way surface of what's really going on. We talking about refs, Dak, Zeke. Nah. It's deeper than that. What got Dak in his rhythm? What really got Dak going versus the Washington football team? You started first play, boop, to Cooper. That's what you got to do. You got to get them big boys involved. If you get them paid guys involved, you go get your return on your investment.
I know personally what I would carry on. Hey, make sure you get the ball to, CD. Make sure, here's the top 10 throws. You already have the plays on the call sheet, but, they're good reminders how you list, plays for Tony, plays for Zeke, plays for CD, plays for Dalton. So that's all part of the game plan process.
But we got to do our part now. I mean that too. We got to do our part. If you don't share nothing else, share this one. Share this one. We got to get the word out on this one, y'all. Because Kellen Moore is under a hypnosis right now. And he is thinking like the one coach that he's from, the coaching tree. That receiver by committee type of thinking. That's what this is. Oh, we can get rid of Dez. Well, we don't need Dez. We can just go get Hearns, and then we'll go, T-Will can do it. Boy, that receiver by committee was so stanky, we had to give up a first-round talent to go try to fix it with Cooper. But we doing the same thing literally right now. So, man, I'm finna get on out of here, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with your boy today. This content is real. This is no joke. I didn't put this together to try to be fancy to everybody. I just wanted the facts out there. And then if you want to go look at the targets yourself, go to lineups. Go research behind me. Make sure I'm not telling you no lie. Go right to lineups. You can click on receiver. Then you go here for the rating, which is go rank the guys. And then go look at the targets. And you'll see Cooper is getting done bad in Dallas. Cooper is a number 1 getting treated like a number 2, number 3. Disrespectful. And I showed you after he had that epic game, Kellen got up there and started talking about we. They asked him directly, Kellen, what you gonna do about Cooper? Oh man, when we have a good practice and we see, I heard that Scott Linehan, Linehan in you, man. I heard that, man. And I'm not dumb. I'm like Cooper, I think, bro, and I listen very well. And you trying to sneak that Scott Linehan philosophy.
Yoga, fire. Yoga, flame.
And it's gonna make us lose just like Scott Linehan used to. So let's do our part. Cowboy World, Cowboy Nation, let's get our share on. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna see me doing this. Y'all gonna see me sharing this everywhere. You gonna see me doing a whole lot of posts all the way through the playoffs. Watch my Twitter. Watch my Twitter this week. Watch my Facebook this week. Watch my Instagram this week. I'm gonna be all in on this message. They gonna be like, "Bo, shut up." I'm gonna be like, "Bro, we got a week to get this out." We got 1 week for him to wake up and say, let's go with the big 3. Hey, you know what we can do? Hey, let's make plays, a bunch of plays for the guys that got paid. Hey, let's do that. Let's make a bunch of plays for the guys who've earned contracts under pressure. Hey, that's what we should do. Because that's what everybody else doing.
I know personally what I would carry on. Hey, make sure you get the ball to, CD. Make sure, here's the top 10 throws. You already have the plays on the call sheet, but, they're good reminders how you list, plays for Tony, plays for Zeke, plays for CD, plays for Dalton. So that's all part of the game plan process.
Kellen, you ain't that genius to me, my man. You ain't that genius. I ain't hearing that. I'm so genius that, hey, it's just one ball. We can't, no way we can intentionally target Amari on purpose. Come on now. Come on. And then all you got to do is look across the street and you look at Devontae Adams getting all them targets, 162. Shoot, DeAndre Hopkins done missed half the season and got almost as much as Amari. That's insulting, man. That's insulting. And my boy Montana say Kellen Moore is stupid. I don't think he's stupid, bro. I honestly think he just been sitting under the wrong person. Like all of us, I'm gonna be honest, all of us are a result of our environment. As much as we don't want to be our parents, when we get older, we start doing stuff just like them, like the Progressive commercial. We do. We take on where we from. Whatever tree we from, we take on some of it. He's taking on that system mentality. All I need is my jet sweep. It don't matter who I pick there. I got the right play. It don't matter about the player. I got the play. That's what Kellen Moore is. And he's bought into it because everybody been telling him, you're genius, you're smart, you're genius, you're smart. You the smartest. You the next. You so smart. Nobody's smarter than you. Oh, you the smartest. I've never seen anybody so smart. So anyway, man, this is Boss Cowboy Sports, man. Let's do our part, Cowboy Nation. Let's really make our voice matters on this one. We've worked too hard together. We've went through too many podcasts together. We've fought each other. We've done everything to get to this moment. This is the first time we've had an offense and a defense since the 90s. Let's not waste this being idle. Y'all know this information is true. Y'all know it because I presented it. I took my time. I showed you the whole history. I showed you what James Slater did, all the way to exactly who Scott Linehan is, the plays, the impact of Cooper. I showed you the data. I showed you everything. This is factual. We just got to do our part. I did all of this work. All I need is one thing. One. Share, bro. Like share like we never did before. And I mean this. Y'all gonna see me doing it. I promise you that. Watch my Twitter. The next week, y'all could be like, Boss said he was gonna be on this. I'm on it, bro. Because this is what's hurting our offense. He's flipping on our best players. Zeke and Cooper have not been getting the touches like they supposed to. Like Coach Marv put in his super chat. 12 touches between your two best players? Are you sick? I don't mean to call a man sick. I get in my passion sometimes because I want to respect Kellen too, because I don't think he's a bad guy. Because I love how the players say he listen, but he's under a bad philosophy and he need to hear the truth. You not so smart to where you go away from your best talent. That does not show your intelligence. You show your intelligence by doing the common sense thing and targeting the guys that's going to get you the production.
I know personally what I would carry on. Hey, make sure you get the ball to, CD. Make sure, here's the top 10 throws. You already have the plays on the call sheet, but, they're good reminders how you list, plays for Tony, plays for Zeke, plays for CD, plays for Dalton. So that's all part of the game plan process.
You don't show you don't need people. That's what's messed up with a lot of our relationships. That's what we do so much. I'm going to show you I don't need you. No, you do need that person and you love that person. And there's nothing wrong with going the opposite way and going to somebody and saying, bro, I need you. I need you, Amari. I need you. Did Kellen Moore say that when they asked him? Do you think Amari heard that interview and felt special? Because I'm going to tell you what I think Kellen Moore should have said. When they said, what do you think about Cooper saying he want the ball?
Yoga fire.
You know what he should have said?
Yoga fire.
He should have said, shit, he do need the ball. How do you think Cooper would have felt? We so dumb for not giving him the ball. We go get him the ball. Nah, he walked out there. When we have a good practice. See, y'all been pumping his head up. He's so genius. He's so smart. So he don't even know how to motivate men.
Yoga fire. Yoga claim.
You got to know how to motivate your best player. You don't tell your best player, I don't need you. You think Kellen ain't peeped that? I mean, you don't think Cooper peeped that, man? That's a smart dude. You're not dealing with no dummy. That would have probably went over somebody else's head, but I guarantee it didn't go over his head. He listened to that press conference, and he over here like, we, man, I'm the dog got hurt, and he is the dog. And all this weird stuff that he gotta ignore. Like, why in the hell did you even give 88 to CD Lamb? You don't give nobody no 88 without them earning it. You got a number one and you put 88 on a draft guy. When the guy who saved your 2018 season, you gave him Bryce Butler number. What the?
Yoga fire.
Bryce Butler number on the guy who saved your season? Amari Cooper saved our season in 2018.
Yoga fire.
Man, say, let me get off of here, man, because I'll go forever. Much love, man. Let's do our part. Don't share this, for real. Share this, people. And I'm not making y'all. We got 1 week, though. We got 1 week. Let's move with urgency.
Yoga fire.
Straight up, man. Much love. Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matter. One thing about this channel, hopefully y'all see this by now. We go always try to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. We go always try to do that because we honestly believe that the most disloyal thing you could ever do is to be devoted. Because devoted people don't question nothing. They don't challenge nothing. Jane Slater is devoted because she challenges the thoughts. She challenges it. That's why I respect the hell out of her. I respect the hell out of her because she was staying flat-footed while everybody lying saying Dez is a cancer, Cole Beasley is a cancer, and she'll go right in that locker room. And if them players saying, nah, man, it ain't that, she'll come out and tell the truth, knowing owners are lying. That's much respect. That's a lot of money on the line to play that type of game. That's how you know she got some integrity. And that I strive to be like her in terms of journalistic work. I want to be like her, but on the independent side. I don't want to be like on the journalistic side. I want to stay right where I am, where I can tell the whole truth. I ain't got to worry about no bosses but boss. I ain't got to worry about no politics. All I got to do is grow with the family, and we gonna make our voices heard. Let's get it, y'all. Come on. So obviously y'all just checked out the video that we did on January 3rd of 2022, right before we was getting ready to go into the playoffs, right? So you can clearly see that I was warning. And like, again, I always say that this is not about patting yourself on the back and bragging. This is more so about knowing that in the content community, that a lot of us are really, really trying to put and warn about things that can hurt us. So we have the benefit of hindsight now, because when I was talking about this in foresight, it wasn't popular. It was not even, I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't even smart to say. It wasn't smart to talk about this if you're trying to grow your channel, because to be honest, a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans don't want to hear anything like that, because just being honest, a lot of Cowboy fans like to keep their head in the sand and just hope that everything is going to be okay. Positive vibes, and let's be positive. And it's like, no, that does not work. I'm just being honest. It does not work. Positive energy alone is not enough. Positive energy is important, but positive energy alone is just not enough. We got to put action behind this stuff. So y'all can see that at that time, for sure, that I was definitely on the right track. But I can say we was different then than what we are now. I'm gonna be all the way honest. As a channel, the executives and the supporters of this channel are different than they were then. Because see, now more and more people know that their voice matter. More and more people have come around to believe that we can make a difference. Then we wasn't as aggressive. We wasn't pushing and sharing and doing the things that would have took to get the word out. You know, because I feel good about some of the things that I did, but I also would say I didn't do enough. I didn't target the ultimate decision makers. I just wasn't aggressive enough, just to be all the way honest. I wasn't. Like, I did share, I did do the research, I did do the content. I did call in to 105.3 The Fan multiple times warning about Kellen Moore. But to be honest, that still was not aggressive enough. I really, if I really was about it, like I say I was, I should have did more to try to get this to Jerry Jones and Jerry Jones and Steven and Will McClay themselves. I should have really went up to Frisco. Like, really, that's what I should have did. Like, Because now when I'm looking at this in hindsight, it's like, yeah, you was very, very right. And if you really believe like you say you do, then you got to get aggressive. You got to get more aggressive about warning people that can actually change this stuff. So I have more boldness now than I did then. And so do y'all. So I would say let's continue to take lessons from the past and get better about the future. So we already know our voice matters. Like, it's no mystery now. It was a mystery then, but now people have become convinced that our voice matters, and that when we work together, that we can get a lot done, especially when we work together. It's one of the main reasons I'm trying to destroy the cliques that's in the content community. I'm trying to destroy that because I know if we were smart enough to work together occasionally, you got to do it all the time. Especially when we're on the same page, we send major ripples throughout the Dallas Cowboys community worldwide. We really do. We really do. Y'all see it and y'all know it's true. So y'all continue to support this channel as well as others. You know, it's very important that we continue to organize so that if we sitting in a situation like we was around a year ago or 2 years ago, to where there's a obstacle in the way of a championship, let's fortify our voices and strengthen it to where the next time we sending out warnings, it's actually taken serious quickly versus they just the YouTubers and that Boss Cowboy guy, he's a conspiracy guy, he's a negative guy, and just all the other weeaboo stuff. But now y'all should know better than that by now, and everybody should know better than that. But let's continue to do our part. That's the most important. And unless y'all say y'all don't like this, I will continue to drop these every now and then. These historical videos that not only show where we were, but also where we going. And where we going is a good place under Mike McCarthy. It's a very good place. So it might not be as sexy as what we had under Kellen, but it's going to be more complimentary and better for the best part of our team, which is our defense. But y'all stay up and continue to like, share, and subscribe to Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters. Thank everybody for all the likes that y'all continue to do, because that's what's pushing us up and getting us recommended to more people that don't know anything about us. They don't even know we out here. And then we also appreciate the people that continue to donate with the cash apps. Like, obviously that's very important for everybody that support through any means. But y'all stay up, and hopefully y'all enjoyed the history, but more important, y'all should be able to see that we getting ready to go to a play like a list, a playmaker list.
Had the Jerry Rice list and John Taylor, and so those that is carried forward for generations. On that's why you have more than 2 pages on your call sheet. If you look at call sheets, I never looked at the call sheet as a call sheet. I looked at it as a worksheet. You work on it throughout the week. That's why it's 6 pages instead. You really use 2 during the game, but that goes with the other categories. I know personally what I would carry on. Hey, make sure you get the ball to CD. Make sure here's the top 10 throws. You already have the plays on the call sheet, but they're good reminders how you list plays for Tony, plays for Zeke, plays for CD, plays for Dalton. So that's all part of the game plan process.
The game plan process is better now. Boss Cowboy Sports. Peace.